Hello YouTube, it's Carrie here. Coming to you a little bit later than normal right now this week because I have been under the weather since my first vaccine on Tuesday. I'm about to go in for my first vaccine. I'm getting AstraZeneca. Hope it goes well. I'm not really nervous about it at all. I'm just wondering sort of what my side effects are going to be because I have a feeling we're going to have some side effects. But we'll see. I'm very, very happy to get it. I had said, you know what, as soon as it becomes available, I'm going to be the first one in line when it comes to my age group. And hello, here I am. First day of my age group, I'm getting it done. Get your vaccine. Very happy to have received my first vaccine. I literally, as soon as I heard they were opening up the age group, went online, got a spot, and literally got it like the first day that it was available. So very, very happy about that. But because, as I kind of figured, because I was sick last year, and I'm pretty sure that's what it was, and so I was a little bit expecting the side effects to be harsh, because it's my immune system, remembering the virus and going, wah. So I've been dealing with the wah. So I'm a little bit late this week. I'm going to talk this week about the benefits of gardening when it comes to your bariatric wellness and lifestyle and maintenance of those good positive behaviors. The weather's finally warmed up a bit after that snowfall. Oh my god. And I want to go check on those tomatoes, so we'll see if they survived the -3 temperatures that we had over the past few days. So there's many, many benefits to doing gardening as a bariatric patient. In your post-op life, there are so many things that you're going to be changing and adopting to new habits, and that is one place where gardening helps you do that because it's a sustained effort over time. And as you're learning it over the course of the year, and as you go into your second year and your subsequent years of gardening, the information that you build up and the practices that you start doing in the beginning, you sustain over time. And that way it helps you get to your goals and align your lifestyle with what your goals are post-op bariatric. So number 2, and one of the more obvious things when it comes to gardening, is improved nutrition. And there are many facets to this. I believe in my soul that the food that you grow for yourself is probably the best food that you can consume. When we buy food at the store, we don't really know what happened along the way in the growing and processing of that food. In recent years, we've seen a lot of recalls in fresh produce, and people might be wondering, well, how does E. coli get on lettuce? These large processing facilities and these huge monocropping industries, you grow stuff in your own garden. You can grow it with, no pesticides if that's what you want to do. And you know exactly what's going in your food. Along with that monocropping, it means that they're using a lot of chemical inputs and they are killing the soil first so it does not have natural microbes in the soil. And so that means that what a plant would absorb naturally in an environment it is meant to grow in, is different than what it is being grown in for mass production. And when they talk about how food these days doesn't contain the same amount of nutrients as it used to, this is the reason. So when you make it yourself, you are getting an improved diet, improved micronutrients, improved profile in everything that you're eating that you are growing for yourself. I also want to give you guys a little update on what is going on in the front garden here. So as I may have mentioned before, everything here that was planted is cold hardy. And as you see, this has had snow sitting on it for the last 2 days, and everything seems perfectly fine. Now, if this was frost tender, that would have turned to mush right now. See, there's all kinds of other little seedlings coming up. Grow and be harvestable in a month and a half, generally most of these things. And this bed is just completely planted with lettuce. There's also some interplantings of radishes in that one, and everything is looking good. The squirrels are digging things up a little bit, but not too bad, here and there. But listen, this all used to be their ground to dig around in, and it's just been converted to gardens, so like, I'm not really surprised, and I'm not mad at it either. It's all good. Third thing that I would say that is one of the greatest benefits for a bariatric patient post-op to garden is the practice of mindfulness when you're eating. When we buy food from the grocery store, we actually, post-consumer waste is incredible. When you actually look at the numbers, post-consumer waste is insane. And a lot of the time, we don't really think about where that food came from when we buy that food from the store. I can guarantee you 100% when you grow that food yourself, you 100% appreciate where it came from, because you grew it. You put your own work into actually growing it. You know what it is. You wanted to grow it. The intention was behind it. And so when you crop that food and you keep it in your fridge, you can be sure you use it. And when you waste that stuff, oh boy, that is when you feel the tragedy of food waste. When you find stuff in the back of your fridge that you didn't use, that is stuff that you grew. That you feel that pain. And so to increase mindfulness when you're actually eating, growing and eating food that you've grown yourself, huge points for that. And it becomes almost innate because you know exactly what effort went into growing that food. All right, let's do it. Moment of truth. Moment of truth. Oh my God, did it survive? Alright. Are they okay? I think they're alive. Oh my God. Oh my God. They're alive. I think they're alive. 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 I did it. I did it. I'm gonna have to put the cover back up when it comes to, I think, one night this weekend. We're dipping down to like a 0 overnight low, and I will probably put the plastic up. But we got through -3. Wow. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. You can actually feel the warmth from this little light. Oh my God, I'm so pleased. They look great, actually. There's a little bit of damage here and there, you know, a little bit of scald, you know, but overall, things are looking very good. I am so happy. I can't believe it. Yeah. All right, next on our wonderful list is going to be exercise. Now, just checking that, I mean, not that there was no heavy lifting really involved in that, but when you were planting, when you were weeding, when you were doing any kind of maintenance tasks, you're generally sustaining a prolonged squat. So especially when you're planting, you're like squatted down. One, you're doing two, you're doing your row. And not only that, you're in this squat and then you're reaching. It's almost like very, very much almost like yoga, you know? There's a lot of range of movement you actually get in like typical garden tasks every day. And a lot of sort of like gentle movements that are sustained strength building exercises. And you're doing like, you know, harvesting and different things like that, and you're actually working at it for a while, you're gonna feel it. Like, trust me, the Epsom salt bath is your friend. So this is my winter salt lettuce. And like, you can really, really see the differences in the varieties now coming out. Like, it's really cool. All right, so what is the last thing that I want to talk about here? It is the benefit of understanding more about the food system. And this is not something you really might realize right away, but it might end up being that you're at the store and you're looking at a product and it suddenly dawns on you the stark differences and the reasons why you might want to grow certain things yourself and not buy them at the store. For the fifth and final benefit, I'm going to say it's understanding the food system. Understanding mass production, understanding issues with production, and what mass production has to do in order to mitigate those issues, right? Like, until we have personally picked up disgusting Colorado potato beetles off of our potato plants, we don't understand, why so many farmers are so apt to use so many pesticides on those types of things in order to mitigate the issues with it, or why certain things are grown as GMOs, and why we might want to grow them ourselves so that we can avoid certain types of ingredients that we don't want in our diet, right? And I'm not saying that all GMOs are bad. You have to look at each GMO on their own. Each thing is bred for its own specific reason. Some are to benefit the farmers, some are for pest control. You really have to look at what the GMO itself is. If you've grown a cabbage, you might not realize how much waste there is when you grow a cabbage commercially. And what you find at the store, that nice little tight head of cabbage, is not all that comes off. And what's happening with that other waste? Is it being used? What do they have to do to control the pests on it? Like, you understand what I'm saying? Until you grow that food yourself, you don't understand all the different things that sort of play into mass production of food. It is something I find that has been immeasurably valuable in my life as a post-op bariatric patient, and in being the person in charge of my own health and my health destiny. So there you have it. That's it for this week. I hope everybody is doing great and having an awesome time. I wanted to mention the contest for the tomato seed packets is going to be running, I think, for about 4 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, I would say. I want to get a few entries in because, that's kind of the point, right? And so, I would say you can do multiple entries. Will give you multiple chances of winning. Right? So I encourage multiple entries. Every entry you do will give you another chance at winning that boutique selection of tomato seeds that is worth over $50. That will also include a basil selection for people who do not have a big garden to grow in. I will have an alternate prize for you of the same value. And that prize might include a slew of different things that you will be able to grow inside with very little light. So you won't really need anything, and you can use your favorite tomato recipe. Yeah, that's it for this week, guys. See you next time.